And now, Knock 2 Studios presents Common Censored.
Polite and smart and punctual, it once was good to be. You answered for your actions, and a woman was a she. You'd stand up for your people, if needs be, even fight. But now, if you uphold such values, then you are far right. Oh, we're all far right now, we're all far right now. Peterson, Rogan, Shapiro, E-I-E-I-E-I-O. We worship Mussolini, his portrait's in the loft. Must say Twitter, hi or Hitler, we're all far right now. Oh, you say you're in the middle, a moderate individual, a Gladstonian liberal. You once laughed at Donald Trump, you're probably a fascist too. There once was a great speaker called Martin Luther King. Said character's what matters, not the colour of your skin. But conduct doesn't count now, just your identity. If you should ever question this, you're racist, obviously. Oh, we're all racist now, we're all racist now. Off to the gallows we must go, E-I-E-I-E-I-O. Worse than Winston Churchill, worse than Enoch Powell, Ku Klux Klan and Jimmy Fallon, we're all racist now. Oh, the countryside is racist, dogs and cats are racist, eating meat is racist, Black Lives Matter's even racist. Do you know what's also racist? You.
That's you.
Found out I am dyslexic. I thought I was just thick. My son, he is dyspraxic. I'd presumed he was a dick. My mother is bulimic. My mate's got OCD. My girlfriend is bipolar. That gives me anxiety. Oh, we're all mental now. We're all mental now. Off to the madhouse we must go. La 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 la. Nutty as a fruitcake, demented and deranged. Cuckoo, psycho, wacko, loco. We're all mental now. Oh my, what is coming next? What is coming next? What is coming next? Oh my, what is coming next? We're probably all pedos too. Dirty little pedo hanging round the Lido in your little speedos. Far right.
That's you far-right bigots. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Common Censored. I'm Lord Sterling, and it is Monday, and this is episode 118. Trump's bond's been slashed, and he's paying cash. George Santos is making a comeback, running as an independent. Marjorie Taylor Greene makes a motion to vacate the chair, the speaker role over the weekend. All kinds of crazy stuff. Engoron had tried to target Trump's campaign money. We got some takes on that. We've got a woman who was censoring Gateway Pundit, working to control all of our speech at X. We've got McCarthy saying that Johnson shouldn't worry, that they probably won't be able to vacate his chair position. So who knows what's going on with that. Got Russian retaliation strike sending hypersonic missiles into Kiev. So that's great. Panic in Brussels as climate alarmists lose again, and the EU shelves nature law. We'll get more into all of the, as EU shelves the nature law, or for lack of support, sorry, we'll get more into what all of that means and additional stuff shortly. For now, let's go with the, let's finish up this house cleaning type stuff over here. This is Common Censored, rebroadcast weekdays, 6:30-ish Eastern time. Sorry for the late start today. I mean, I totally started early today. What am I talking about? Make sure to use hashtag Common Censored when you share the show on X, and you can find us there at _Common Censored. You can also find Dre at Truckfit LLC. That's TRUKFYT LLC. And you can find me at Mortis _Noctu. Disclaimer. Views expressed on Common Censored are only opinions. Assume everything we say is false and research for yourself. We're not giving legal, medical, or financial advice. The only advice we are giving is think for yourself. Question authority. Think for yourself. Question authority. And if you're new here, links to all the articles and content and videos and everything that we cover will be linked up in the description for the show after we finish broadcasting. Speaking of which, we started off with a cold open from Dominic Frisby. His song, We Are All Far Right Now. Hashtag Far Right. Sign up for Dominic Frisby's comedy news mailing list at dominicfrisby.com. Check him out on X at Dominic Frisby. Pretty funny song. I was like, oh, that'll be good for for the cold open today. So let's jump into some news. Let's see, where are we on my list over here? First, actually, let's do the quote of the day from Threeper. And I think I saw Threeper over in the chat over there. Shout out to everybody in chat. I see Mama Mac, JJ Von Pepe, Sam Duty Red, Crypto, Bayou Gator. What's up, Gator? Cowgirl, Sheepdog, Ron, PM3, Blue Rose, Threeper. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Sorry for the slight delay. But yes, let's jump into the quote of the day today. Threeper's quote of the day. Facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. Aldous Huxley. Boom. And what is his brother Julian Huxley? He was in the UN in some capacity or something. One of the strategic central planners of the global takeover. Aldous Huxley got a lot of inside info. Yes, indeed. So let's jump into the stuff. We have a couple stories about, let's see, where is it? A couple stories about the Trump situation. First, let's check out this little news broadcast that I've got over here. Boom.
President Donald Trump has... Well, today, former President Donald Trump has twin legal woes playing out in New York courts. One is connected to hush money payments made to a former adult film star. The other is a due day for nearly $500 million judgment against Trump. Jared Hill has more from outside the court.
Former President Donald Trump appeared in New York County Criminal Court Monday morning in connection to hush money payments made to former adult film star Stormy Daniels.
This is a witch hunt, it's a hoax.
Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records as part of a cover-up scheme for payments
so many
to
different
Daniels
cases,
and
it's
others.
ridiculous.
Jury selection set to begin today was delayed due to new records produced in the case. Trump's attorneys want to push back the trial even further. A conviction in this case wouldn't prevent Trump from running for or
Unique
being
Prepping.
elected
Thanks for
president,
following on
but
X.
another judgment could
Gonna
threaten to
be going on the Unique Prepping podcast on Wednesday for you guys, so make sure to check that out. We'll link up to it before we head over there on Wednesday.
ruin his image for or being elected president. but another judgment could threaten to ruin his image as a successful businessman. Today was due day for a nearly $500 million bond covering a civil judgment that found Trump inflated the value of his properties and his net worth in order to secure favorable loans. But this morning, an appeals court judge granted a stay, giving Trump 10 days to pay a reduced bond of $175 million. The attorney general had said she was ready to act if bond wasn't posted.
We will ask the judge to seize his assets.
Trump posted on social media without proof that he has nearly $500 million in cash, but said it's money he intended to use in his presidential campaign.
Bro, 500 mil in cash. Can you even imagine having that much cash? It's so much cash. Hilarious. Let me fix the location of this link for you, Mama Mac, in the document over here. Boom, there we go. All right, let's jump over to Salty. He had some astute takes over the weekend about this whole story. First, we'll jump to 1 hour, 57 minutes, where he mentions exactly what they were talking about in that video right there, how he was targeting, how Enron seemed to be targeting Trump's campaign money, which sounds right to me.
Actually, just a trial to figure out how much money you owe us. And they hit Alex Jones with a $1.5 billion bullshit fucking settlement, and now they hit Trump with a $500 million settlement, and then they celebrate it. These dumb fucking idiots go out there, they celebrate this political persecution. This statute's never been used before. The statute has never been used in New York. All the criminals who run New York had to then go out and try to reassure everybody that they would never use it against anybody else. That's the definition of political persecution. And then you find out that, yeah, of course, they knew exactly how much to get from him because they attacked him with public disclosure. So Donald Trump had to publicly disclose what he had to run, and that's how you get that judgment. Happening now, Trump has now exposed that Arthur Engerons, which is the opposite of Energons, if you will. This is the poison for the Autobots. And Letitia James over here used campaign finance laws to cheat him in the upcoming November election.
So they figured out that he had $500 million in cash, and they basically picked the judgment amount, $460 plus million, to reflect that, to try to bankrupt his campaign cash. That's what it seems like. And if he, didn't pay it, they were planning on selling all kinds of stuff, even talking about selling Mar-a-Lago. If you can believe that, from New York, taking over all of his properties. Check this clip out here.
Okay. So he's been...
Oh, yeah, Frank Luntz over the weekend, or maybe even before the weekend started, saying, if you seize his assets, he's going to win the election. You're going to make him a martyr, basically.
Okay, well, once they take his mugshot, that's definitely going to stop the Trump train.
Everything backfires.
This is only helping the dude. Everything that you fucking idiots do. This time for serious. We're going to take his buildings. We're going to take his buildings. That's definitely going to do it. Do it. Please. Even this dumb fucker knows what's going to happen if you do that. This would be everything you idiots do.
That's right, cowgirl.
Bigly. So I would look forward to that. And it's funny because now that they want to take his shit, so they said that they took him to court
100%
and tried to steal his shit, saying that he overvalued his properties. They said Mar-a-Lago's worth $18 million. How dare you? How dare you say that Mar-a-Lago's worth more than $18 million? That's a crime. We'll arrest you and we'll fine you $500 million fucking dollars.
Unfortunately, Mama Mac, I can't raise them anymore on my end. If I had more volume control capabilities, I could boost them. But kind of just, if people put them out with low volume on YouTube or Rumble, like Salty just has his volume really low for lives for some reason. I don't have the capacity to on the fly be able to amplify the volume. Unfortunately.
Oh, you can't pay $500 million? Okay, well now we're going to put a tax lien against your fucking Mar-a-Lago, then we're going to fire sell it, and we're going to sell it for $250 million. Hold on, what?
Sell Mar-a-Lago for $250 million?
Again, I know math be motherfucking racist, but that
when they just valued it at 18?
Say we're taking him to court because he overvalued his $18 million estate, and you're going to sell it for $250 million. They fucking said this with a straight face.
You need at least 30 days to get any of these properties sold. But the property that you alluded to, Mar-a-Lago, potentially that could be something that could be sold quickly. I think the valuation is something in the hundreds of millions.
Yo, talk out the carcass. It said it was worth 18.
Yeah, so obviously that's not going to be happening now since he came out and said he has, $500 million in cash, as we see
Man's
see
got
here.
$500 million in cash.
As we see there. So that's not going to be happening, but I figured it would be interesting to show you guys that how they're targeting everything, not just his New York properties, his Florida properties as well. So let's jump over to the Gateway Pundit, who's been all over this story today, of course. Breaking appellate court rules, Trump can post $175 million bond to cover Letitia James's judgment. And Trump responds, had a big press conference. There's been a 10-day stay, and they've slashed the bond from 464 to 175. So cutting it more than in half, which is, pretty good. It's funny too. Salty was talking last night about how everybody's like, oh, it's not unprecedented. It's not unprecedented. There have been bonds that are huge to this amount before. And they're like, oh, well, it's all big companies. It's like Apple, Oracle or something. All these big, massive tech companies who have had massive fines of like $500 million. It's like not the same thing at all. You're talking about a big, massive mega corporation versus an individual. So he went through the process of applying for the bonds through all these companies just for the legal purposes so that in court he could say that he went through all the processes to try to secure this money and show that he exhausted, options, etc. Jumping back into the article over here, Marxist Attorney General Letitia James last Thursday took the initial step to seize Trump's assets, even though he had the $500 million in cash, and they knew that. She filed judgments in Westchester County, trying to seize his private estate and golf course. Today, of course, was the deadline. He came in saying he had cash, which is wild. That's Scrooge McDuck levels of cash. $500 million in cash. Imagine how much cash that is. It's insane. Trump's legal team filed an appeal last week, obviously claimed it was unconstitutional, but luckily today they went with $175 million. He had tried to get it like down to $100 million before. Let's see. I think this might be his no, that's an old one. Okay, here we go. Look at this little clip here.
Thank you very much. Judge Ed Gorin has done a terrible disservice to the state of New York. What he's done is terrible. Businesses are fleeing. You see that. We just released a statement on Truth. Businesses are fleeing and crime is flourishing all over the state.
Suicide.
What he's done is such a disservice and should never be allowed to happen again. New York State is being battered by his decision. So I greatly respect the decision of the appellate division, and I'll post either $175 million in cash or bonds or security or whatever is necessary very quickly within
cash.
10 days. And I thank the appellate division for acting quickly. But Judge Engoron is a disgrace to this country, and this should not be allowed to happen. Thank you very much.
So brutal. So then we actually have a video of him saying that he's going to be paying cash. Let's jump over here to, whoops, fuck that one up. Hold on one sec. Let me grab it back. Grab it back again. Sorry about that. DC Drano. This is a clip. Somebody put it on X. New York City Marxist extort Trump for $450 million plus. Media went wild saying he couldn't afford it. Now the bond has been lowered to $175 million. When media asked how he was going to pay, he had one word answer. This is great. Oh, where's the sound logo? Oh, God damn. It always defaults to sound off for me, which for some reason.
What's your collateral for the bond? Cash.
cash. Cash. Just like cash, you sons of bitches. Perfect thug life moment. That made the thumbnail today. In case you guys didn't see that. Boom. Trump bond slashed. Paine with cash. Got him saying cash right there. George Santos. He's back. If I had a few more minutes, just a few more minutes, I would have taken his hands from this picture and whoop, put his Nixon peace signs right next to his head. I'll do that later and update it. And we have the MTG story as well, which we'll get to. I just thought that was hilarious how he's just got $500 million cash. Hard to even comprehend that type of money. Watch, Trump responds to appeals court's fifth overruling. And there is a big press conference. Look, she'd been calculating the interest and stuff every day. Such a political show trial and just making a mockery of the whole system, calculating it, showing how partisan she is. We've got a link to the full press conference. Trump speaks at 40 Wall Street after Engoron's ruling overturned, and judge sets trial for April 15th. Isn't that tax day? In Stormy Daniels' witch hunt, says this is all about election interference. That's what it was. They'd figured out how much money he had for the election in cash, and they said, we're taking that money. Unbelievably transparent, ridiculous. So they've got the link to the full press conference over here. If you want to watch it, we'll have it posted in the description. Here's the full thing. Check it out. Trump, always a good time watching Trump speak, and good stuff. Ooh, I don't have it ready to pull up, but there was some good news over the weekend with a positive development in the Amos Miller case with the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture trying to prevent Amish farmers and just farmers in general from being able to produce and sell food. The court down in Pennsylvania ruled that they had no jurisdiction for interstate sales, which immediately basically opens up Amos Miller's ability again to sell to 95%-ish of his customer base who live out of state, and that has great implications for the rest of the country and food freedom. Barnes was talking about that yesterday on Viva and Barnes. Really good episode. Definitely check it out. Let's check out this meme I saw real quick.
No, Emily.
You guys remember Night at the Roxbury?
With this ring.
Bowling in Ukraine. Nikki Haley about to marry America, be elected VP, and from the balcony, all the rhinos in the crowd upset. America just turns to Donald Trump.
What is he doing here? What are you doing here? Make him stop. Fire on and the music off.
Giggity, giggity.
I can't. Keep going. Let's go. You want to get paid? You idiot. You're running the wheel. That I can tell you.
Maybe a few weeks late for this meme, but Trump. America wants Trump. Classic movie. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but pretty good. Let's jump over to this George Santos story. I am ultra MAGA. I am a Trumplican. I am a fiscal conservative. George Santos tells Gateway Pundit why he's running as an independent candidate in the New York congressional race. This guy put it on the line for us, man. He pretended to be gay. He infiltrated the left, posing as one of them, basically. As a Republican, but with all this leftist characteristics. He pretended to be Jewish, pretended to be gay, and the Congress foolishly removed him. the Republicans, where they killing our already narrow lead in the House, which is ridiculous. So the New York Republicans then selected a registered Democrat to run in the special election, not even picking a Republican. The New York Republicans picked a Democrat to run. Completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. And so now George Santos is making a comeback, running as an independent. I say we support him because he's based. He's hilarious. And he pretended to be gay for us, man, to get in as a Republican in New York. He took one for the team, so to speak, as we'll get into Ronna McDaniel also saying that she had to sort of, sometimes you just got to take one for the team, as she pretended to be a Republican as the chair of the RNC. I gotta fix this fucking microphone in a second. So anyway, George Santos was interviewed by the Gateway Pundit today as the Republican Party is about to have a 1-seat majority thanks to these sudden retirements and removal of Santos, the GOP shooting themselves in the foot. I told you guys when this was happening that it was stupid and a really, really bad decision. So Gateway Pundit spoke with George Santos Friday. Let's see, do we have the video? No. We've got just an excerpt here. Here's what Santos said. George Santos, I've always been a conservative at heart and a Republican because that's where my conservative values aligned the most. The biggest thing for me as a Republican has always been fiscal responsibility. Responsibility! Following today's vote for the funding package, oh my God, which is just outrageous. They're just spending trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. He says, I'm sorry, there is no fiscal conservative party left in Washington, D.C. True. And Trump didn't help with that, with all the trillions that he, spent during the pandemic and everything either. So, we'll criticize Trump where it is due. Then why affiliate with them? Why bother? It's no different than the Democrat Party. My approach here is very simple. I am, yes, ultra MAGA. Bzz, laser beams from the eyes. I am, yes, America first. I am, yes, a Trumplican. Maybe it's about time we just accept who we are instead of trying to pretend to be who we are not. I am not a Republican. I am a fiscal conservative, and there is no home in Washington, D.C. for somebody like me. So, yeah, he basically, he lied a little bit to get in, but I've been saying, the left lies, pretends to be Republicans, gets in as rhinos. We got to do the same thing. We got to send in infiltrators who preach lefty bullshit and then get in and do the opposite. Unfortunately, we just don't have an option. And so he did that, and then he got voted in and was voting with us on all the important stuff. So Jim Hoft replies, I agree. You could be onto something. You think you could have any other individuals come your way? George Santos replies, I think it's about time we break the two-party system fever and we bring a fourth party into the mix. It would only benefit this country greatly. I've heard, arguments on both sides about this, so I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I mean, people should be able to make parties if they want. Whether or not they are successful, I guess, would have to result from the free market. I really hope that others can find the fortitude within them just to unaffiliate from the Republican Party, because essentially is the Republican Party, all it does is lose and beg for money so they can lose some more. So will Republicans stand down from this race, or will they run another Democrat in hopes of winning the race? Good questions. They literally picked a Democrat. The Republicans picked a Democrat. Insane. Let's check out this video of MTG talking about filing her motion over the weekend to vacate the speaker position and trying to replace what's his face over there, Mike Johnson, who has basically done nothing. Look at this meme at the start here that somebody put together for Benny of MTG. Cool, guys don't look at explosions. That goes for women as well.
more breaking news, shockingly, or maybe not shockingly. Marjorie Taylor Greene seems like she's about to lead now a vacate motion for Speaker Johnson.
Let's go.
Marjorie Taylor Greene seizing on the fury of many Republicans after seeing this omnibus bill and this pork-clogged, disgusting mess of a bill. And we're signing another omnibus that has so many goodies and carve-outs for so many special interests, has nothing to do with the American people, and zero border control. Of course, nothing. Zero border control. Nothing. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is now
bullshit.
Maybe going to lead another revolt against the Speaker of the House. She was on the floor of the House saying that no Republican in good conscience can vote for the uniparty omnibus. This is not a Republican bill. It is a Chuck Schumer Democrat-controlled bill from a Republican-controlled House, and saying that the Speaker should be ashamed of himself. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene, ladies and gentlemen, in her own words from the floor of the House moments ago.
MTG.
Sounds like we have another Speaker battle on our hands.
And then fucking McCarthy saying he doesn't have to worry about it.
Let's listen.
Makes me nervous.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise in extreme opposition to the second part of the omnibus bill. No Republican in the House of Representatives in good conscience can vote for this bill. It is a complete departure of all of our principles, especially if you call yourself pro-life. This bill funds full-term abortion. This is not a Republican bill. This is a Chuck Schumer Democrat-controlled bill coming from the House majority that is supposed to be controlled by Republicans, but yet our majority has been completely
Members are reminded to direct their
Democrats.
remarks to the chair, please.
Madam Speaker, it is the will of our voters, and it is the will of Republicans across the country that this bill should not be brought to the floor, that this bill will absolutely destroy our majority, and will tell every single one of our voters that this majority is a failure. This is the bill that the White House cannot wait to sign into law. This is the bill that rips our border wide open and tells every single person in over 160 countries around the world they can invade our country, they can run over our border patrol, they can run over our Texas National Guard, they can come in, rape our women, murder our people, and squat and take over our homes. This is an atrocious attack on the American people. The Speaker of the House should not bring it to the floor, and this bill should not pass.
Man, hot damn.
MTG
Ladies and gentlemen, this bill is an absolute abomination. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think, has every right to be upset. It's literally a lobbyist-backed pork funding bill that has nothing to do with what regular Americans would want to see inside of their funding packages.
Yep, so let's check out the next clip.
Candace and Ben, right? Like, it's when it's a battle of like your conscience and your morality, then, well, where are you going to land on? What side are you going to land on? Check this out.
As with rules and promises to the American people that we would bring regular order back to Congress.
Unbelievable.
Speaker Johnson has betrayed that by passing 3 CRs.
Total betrayal.
And then forcing us to pass or to vote on a 2-part omnibus, the second one being today.
That's right, 3 per.
He also only gave us, I mean, I don't even know how, we had 1 day basically to read 1,012 pages, breaking the 72-hour rule. This is a betrayal of the American people. This is a betrayal of Republican voters. And the bill that we were forced to vote on forced Republicans to choose between funding to pay our soldiers and in doing so, funding late-term abortion. This bill was basically a dream and a wish list for Democrats and for the White House. It was completely led by Chuck Schumer, not our Republican Speaker of the House, not our conference, and we weren't even allowed to put amendments to the floor to have a chance to make changes to the bill. I filed the motion to vacate today, but it's more of a warning and a pink slip. I respect our conference. I've paid all my dues to my conference. I'm a member in good standing, and I do not wish to inflict pain on our conference and to throw the house in chaos. But this is basically a warning, and it's time for us to go through the process, take our
We
time,
need
and find a new
chaos.
Speaker of the House that will stand with Republicans and our Republican majority instead of standing with the Democrats.
Man.
So much money spent, so many promises unkept. It's time to get rid of this dude. Yeah, that's right. The affirmative health care, whatever it was, the Affordable Care Act, ACA. We have to vote on the bill to find out what's in it. Yeah. Nancy Pelosi, total bullshit. We've got breaking news. There's a new edition of Battlestar Galactica that's coming out, and it's starring me, JJ Von Pepe, making some memes over here. Apparently, I am reprising. I'm taking over the role of all the Cylons. Cylon 6 is now played by me. Looking very good. In case you're right, I'm also playing what's his face from Dr. Claw, is that his name, from Inspector Gadget? Go Gadget Loki. That's right, the Reaper. I saw you. As I said, meme army doing work over here. And this one would be cool to offer as merch instead of the Trumpinator. It's the Sterlingnator. JJ Von Pepe going hard on the memes. Good stuff. Yeah, we could figure that one out. Maybe we'll do that one. Thanks, JJ Von Pepe, for the hilariosity. Yeah, so hopefully we could move forward and get Speaker Johnson out of there. Let's jump into the next the next topic over here. We have Kate Starbird who led censorship efforts against the Gateway Pundit in 2022. Now her goal is to control your speech on X. Jim Hoft writing over here. I am not convinced that this is not a dude over here. Just saying. On Sunday night's 60 Minutes, a news magazine invited anti-speech zealot Kate Starbird on to discuss, not Starboard, Starbird, bird brain, on to discuss the necessity to control thoughts and speech in America today. Starbird went on 60 Minutes to argue the need to control free speech in America today so that only one viewpoint is allowed to reach the masses. Let's check out some of this nonsense.
Kate Starbird says the social media platforms also often ignored the researchers' suggestions.
The statistics I've seen are just for the Twitter platform, but my understanding is that they responded to about 30% of the things that we sent them.
So fucking what? Fuck you. How about that?
And I think on the majority of those, they put labels.
Fucking
but just a third.
But just a third.
Creature.
And do you suspect that Facebook was the same?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking insanity. Let's jump back up to the top, get a little bit of the backstory on this crazy lady. So Leslie Stahl says, Kate Starbird said the social media platforms often ignore the researcher's suggestion. Why? Who cares? This is a free speech topic. We don't have to, the experts back in the 20s thought that if you drove too fast in a car that you'd spontaneously combust. Who cares what the researchers say? This 30% of the things that they send them, good. Make it 10, make it 5, make it 0. Outrageous. So who died and made Kate Starbird director of Truth in Speech in America? Kate Starbird is not new at this. She's been working with government agencies to stifle free speech in America for years now. She was successful in her efforts to blacklist the Gateway Pundit before the 2022 election. Now her goal is to control speech on X. She's a key player in the government censorship complex, and they've reported on her before. Stephen Miller in America First Legal is currently involved with litigants from the Missouri v. Biden lawsuit, where Gateway pundit publisher Jim Hoft is a plaintiff in the pivotal lawsuit. The Attorney Generals of Louisiana, Attorneys General of Louisiana and Missouri are suing Joe Biden and his administration to stop censoring conservatives and independent voices who do not echo and support government current censorship policy of the government. And this is not to be confused with the Murthy v. Biden lawsuit. Part of the vast array of industrial censorship complex set up by the unelected officials of the deep state involves not just official acts by the FBI, as in the Missouri v. Biden case, but also the complex ecosystem of censorship represented in this critical and pivotal case against the Election Integrity Partnership, EIP. Gateway Pundit is in multiple lawsuits right now to protect the First Amendment. There's a vast array of government-sponsored censorship deployed against Americans that most people don't even know exist. Behind the scenes, we've seen them all, whether it's state governments or federal government departments, governors, mayors, reaching out to try to get social media to block and stifle and suppress speech. The not-so-secret goal of the pro-censorship apparatus is to create a Chinese-modeled social credit score for America, which will permanently censor speech and thought. These steps, this vast apparatus that ostensibly fights disinformation, are part of the baby steps necessary to build this system of social control and oppression. The whole ESG thing is nuts. So we got to stop these people, basically. Starbird had previously participated in strategy sessions with the Aspen Institute on implementing key Democrat censorship initiatives and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. This is a big, long article detailing all this, but check it out. Link will be in the description after the show. Let's jump into the next story. I kind of got these out of order because I needed a video so I could fix my mic for a second. But this story kind of goes with the MTG story about trying to remove Speaker Johnson. Ousted House Speaker McCarthy says Johnson shouldn't fear his job, saying, "I don't think they could do it again," especially with their majority even thinner at this point. Mike Johnson shouldn't be fearful of motion to remove him, says Kevin McCarthy, who last year was ejected by his own party. The embattled Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, should not be fearful. This is Martin Pengelly, writing in Washington. Not be fearful of the motion to remove him filed by the far-right extremist, Marjorie Taylor Greene. The Guardian. Far-right extremist. Wow. She's just like a regular person. This is, of course, Kevin McCarthy saying that he shouldn't be scared, as he was the first speaker ejected by his own party when another extremist, Matt Gaetz, moved against him. These people are insane. Speaker McCarthy said, "Speaker Johnson is doing the very best job he can." He told CBS on Sunday, 2 days after Greene filed her motion. "It's a difficult situation, but the one piece of advice I would give the conference and to the speaker is, do not be fearful of a motion to vacate. I don't think they can do it again." So what does he know? Is it just because of the margin having been decreased since then? We'll have to keep our eyes on this shifty bastard, McCarthy. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Let's see. What do we got next? We've got a 15-year-old over in Moscow whose actions saved about 100 people, allegedly. He's going to be awarded with the Russian Muslim Medal for Merit. So that's pretty cool. This dude took immediate action, getting people to safety during the terrorist attack. Boom, immediate action, stepping up like a commander on a field of battle to direct people to safety. He's already been presented an award for courage. So good for this dude. These are the type of people we need. People who can stay calm and cool when action busts out and can think strategically and decisively. So good for him doing, making good moves, sending a positive interesting detail that I did not know about at 1 minute, 5 seconds in, I think it was yesterday's video. Let me get it over here.
Picking not Joe Biden's side. Joe Biden has hijacked this country.
I don't know if you guys can see what's on the screen there, but it's pretty
they
brutal.
This place, and they try to throw it off a cliff. I ain't on their side. Jeff, are you fucking kidding me? I ain't on their side. I ain't co-signing evil. Hell no. Essays. Hell no. They bring it in cannibals. So if you think that this is the first and only,
we didn't play it last week, but there was a
Biden and his daughter,
a video of a dude in California who took a leg that had been severed from somebody that was hit by a train and was just walking around the street like a goblin, eating on the leg. Complete insanity. Apparently I put the wrong time for this video thing here, but the gist of it is that during the mall shooting in Russia, the team of people that did it brought somebody whose job was purely to collect spent magazines and refill them. So clearly this was like a military operation. Subsequently, ISIS has put out video from the shooter, one of the shooters, showing that they definitely had a role in it. Clearly, ISIS is a, was created by Obama, ISIL, just like Al Qaeda was created by the CIA back in the day. It was originally a database, and so an attack by ISIS in Russia at a moment when we're right after the U.S. warns Russia that there could be attacks on crowds, etc., and Putin says they're openly blackmailing them. It's the CIA. It's the CIA, in my opinion. Let me see. I got another thing about that. I believe all my links are like out of order somehow. Give me 1 second here, guys. Sorry for the confusion. Yeah, here we go. All right, let me bring this over, put it on screen. It is a fact that Obama created ISIS with the help of Israel. Israel also created Hamas. The West used the threat of Islamic terror to take our freedoms and invade the world. After destroying the Middle East, the globalists then opened our borders and flooded us with jihadis. So yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen the video before of Obama admitting to creating ISIS. So we've got ISIS then attacking Russia, doing exactly what we want, what we've been doing with Ukraine, with the proxy army, trying to poke the bear. We've got Israel creating Hamas, using them to attack Israel, to instigate the Palestinian, massive slaughter that's going on over there. All of these are fomented attacks. We use Ukraine as a proxy. We use ISIS as a proxy. Israel uses Hamas as a proxy to engage in these conflicts all around the world. And they're sending them back here now with the open borders. And there's going to be, something going on for sure. Jet lag. What's up, Jet lag? Good to see you. Yeah, I think it is time to boot YouTube. Yeah, Monkey Duck. Hey, let's execute a well-planned attack and leave. Drive 300 miles in the same car we arrived in. Genius. Yeah, and this dude's got caught trying to cross the Ukraine border. It was like it's a collaboration between the CIA, Ukraine, and ISIS all working together. They're trying to get back over to Ukraine. The Russians got him and tortured the hell out of him. They hooked up this dude's nuts to like a car battery, basically, and and blasted the hell out of him with that until he was like foaming at the mouth, etc. Pretty crazy stuff over there. So yeah, let's get rid of YouTube. Let me grab the link to Rumble over here, post it in the YouTube and Facebook chats. Alicia Savage, what's up? Welcome back. All right, we got the link in the Facebook chat, the link in the the YouTube chat. Time to get rid of YouTube. All right, guys, copy paste that link into your browser and join us over on Rumble, where the water's warm and where we all float. And if you can't make it, sorry to have to ditch you, but we'll catch you on the flip side. Until then,